Not really, no. I think that kind of order suits the players realistically in terms of talent.
Right. I know you're a big Davenport fan. I wouldn't take him that high, but I think you like him that high.
He's raw.
Yeah.
It's basically a flip of a coin. Do you take him on the fact that he's raw and he could be a game changer, or do you think it's not worth the risk? It all comes down to how the Raiders feel in the draft. If they feel like they could take him and mould him into a really decent player, then
if Bruce Irvin stays, they might take him and give him a little bit of time to develop.
Yeah.
But he reminds me of Obi Melifonwu from last year, just with the intangibles.
Yeah.
Arden Key's been up and down. Harold Landry suffered a little injury this year. So, I mean, they're all very good.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah. I would just put the guy from Wake Forest above Sam Hubbard of Ohio State.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
I think so as well.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, looks standard. Nothing crazy on this list.
No, as well.
Linebacker, I'm a little surprised he put Edmonds over Roquan Smith. So he has Edmonds 1, Roquan Smith 2, Van Der Esch from Boise State 3.
I don't agree with that, but
yeah, no.
Maybe he's looking at it in terms of ceiling, who he feels will be the better NFL player. It could play a part.
Yeah, you also have to look at the highest floor, too. I think Tremaine Edmonds has more of a bust potential than Roquan Smith just because of, Roquan's instincts and speed and all that. Edmonds is...
Yeah, I think so.
Edmonds just all of a sudden got so much hype because he's like 6'5", 250 and runs pretty well for that size, but I don't know if what he can do in our team if Bowman comes back. You know what I mean? If Bowman comes back, he's going to be playing the middle linebacker spot, which Edmonds would want. But Roquan could play the Sam or the Will. So
yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah, and the other guys I haven't really watched much. I like Rashaan Evans because he can rush the passer as well.
Yeah, I like Rashaan Evans. I think he's decent as well, to be fair. But I think he's a round 2 sort of player.
Yeah. Maybe he might even fall to 3. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. It's too early to really say who's going to fall where because apart from the obvious choices, you just don't know. Yeah.
Cornerback, Denzel Ward, Josh Jackson, Mike Hughes from UCF, Isaiah Oliver from Colorado, Jair Alexander from Louisville. I saw Mike Hughes yesterday, and I really liked how he mimics the receivers. He has really fluid hips. I like him better than Josh Jackson. Josh Jackson, he's more like, I don't know, he does it with athleticism more than technique, but he's very athletic. Yeah. I don't know. I still haven't watched everyone, but these are the names that I've been hearing, so it's nothing.
Yeah, I don't think I'd pick any of these guys at number 9 or 10.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we could do better, if you know what I mean, in terms of value for that pick.
Would you take Minkah Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, well, he's a hybrid, isn't he? He can play corner, he can play safety.
Right.
Derwin James as well. At safety, he'd be a good pick for me.
So you would take both those guys at number 9 or 10 over any of the cornerbacks, huh?
Yep. Yeah, I'd say so. I think so. The only one that's a possibility is Denzel Ward, maybe, but I don't know, man. I think that in terms of talent, the difference between like Denzel Ward and Fitzpatrick is quite high, in my opinion.
Really? You know what I'm noticing? That there's a lot of players we like in round 2. That might be the toughest pick. When you're in round 2, you have all these linebackers, cornerbacks, edge rushers, running backs. Who do you go with? So that'll be tough, to be honest.
It's a tough call to make, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I think first round should be easy. You have just list out your top 10 wants, and whoever falls the highest, you pick them. But when it comes to round 2, then you have to look at who did you take for round 1 and subtract that position. It should be interesting.
It depends on who falls out of the first round. If there's some surprises and they fall all the way to us in the second round, you basically have to take on best player available within reason. It depends how they feel in their needs of what they need. But another linebacker we haven't spoke about is actually Leighton Van Der Esch from Boise State.
Have you watched him?
I've seen some clippings of him. Yeah, I feel like he could actually push himself further up draft boards with a good combine.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for that day. I'm a big combine fan.
I like it. Well, but it all depends on how they get on with the combine, who excels, who doesn't excel. But the mainstayers will be the ones who are high on everyone's list. I can't see them being really moved around too much. But apart from, say, the top 5 or 6.
All right. Should we bring in Kenny?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Let's give Kenny a call.
Yo.
Kenny.
What's up?
What's going on, man?
What's going on, bro? It's like 7:30 in the morning. You know what's going on.
Nice. Hey, Gavin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, say what's up to Gavin.
What's up, Gavin?
What's up, Kim?
That's got to be the most British name I've ever heard. Gavin.
Yeah, well, it's Welsh.
He's Welsh.
Welsh. My bad.
Is it? I don't know. I think it's British, all the same to us in the States, right?
What's that, sorry?
I think it's all the same to us in the States.
Yeah, it's the same, really.
Hey, Kenny.
Yeah.
What do you make of this Janikowski business? Are you sad to see him go?
Am I sad to see him go?
Is that an understatement?
Not really. Kind of would have liked to see him get a proper send-off last season while he was still on the roster. Like a little bit more finality, a little bit more decisive decision-making there. Seeing him go like this in the off-season seems like a little bit of a disappointment to me. This guy's been around for 18 years. We let him hang around last season with the injury. It was obvious he wasn't coming back, even with Tavecchio struggles, and then they kind of just cut him loose. I'm not sure what I'm expecting. Definitely not a Kobe Bryant farewell tour. That wasn't going to happen. But yeah, it just seemed a little bit anticlimactic is what I'm getting at, really. I'm not sure how we get around that, how we change that. But, it's Janikowski, man. The dude's up there in age. It was time for him to go, and I'm not really surprised.
Man. What are you going to do, though? He was injured. He was on IR, so you couldn't bring him back for the last game for a farewell 70-yard field goal kick. You know what I mean? That would have been nice, though. I would have loved to see it. Maybe bring him back for the game in Denver. Let him try like a 70-yarder because of the altitude.
Yeah, I love Janikowski, but I think that his time was up, unfortunately. The money that we're going to save as well, that plays a massive factor in it.
Oh, yeah. How much was he getting? With $4 million? I don't know, 3-4 million?
Yeah, about 4.3 or something around that.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for a kicker you don't need. I mean, he's good. He's a legend.
What's Tavecchio going to ask for? It's not going to be anywhere near that.
No, you could have him for cheap.
I mean, he was consistent, really, in his first full season. So maybe he pushes on and improves.
Oh, well, he did better. Listen, that first year, I think Janikowski's rookie year, he was kicking about 65%. John Gruden almost cut him. and then he got better. But this year, Tavecchio did 75%, which isn't great, but it's better than Janikowski's rookie year.
Yeah, but the problem is Janikowski was known for his long field goals, whereas Tavecchio, I don't think he's got the leg, obviously, that Janikowski has to make those really long field goals, you know?
I mean, if he can make it from the 55-yard line, you're good. He's done that a couple times.
Here's my thing with Giorgio, though. He just doesn't seem to be worthwhile in clutch moments. The guy missed 5 field goals last year. I believe 2 of them were from just 30 yards or more. The other 3 were from a little further out. He missed an extra point. I can think of a couple games this last season where we missed points, field goals, extra points when we needed them most. Could have possibly saved us from a loss or at least kept us in the game. And he outright choked. Now, I know he's a young cat. I know he could probably bounce back. But I'm not real confident in the kicker position right now in Oakland.
No, I feel like we're going to address that. I feel like we're going to bring someone in to compete with him for that spot.
Now, who would you bring in, Gavin?
It's tough, really.
You got quite a few free agents right now. You're probably going to have some undrafted free agents coming out this year. I'm not familiar with the young cats, but there's quite a few names on the free agent list. The thing is, if we're going to let Janikowski go because of the money, who are you going to bring in?
Are you going to spend that money?
Yeah.
If you're trying to save money, you're not going to go out and get a proven kicker.
Well, at least get somebody for training camp. Nothing guaranteed. If you can beat out Tavecchio, good. If not, so long, right? I'm sure there's plenty of kickers out there you can bring in for training camp, at least.
Yeah, well, as Kenny said, there's going to be undrafted kickers. So it's all about seeing who's there.
The other line of thinking is don't push the panic button yet on Giorgio because he is a young guy. It is his first year in the league. He did show some flashes. And here we are, we're talking about the kicker position. But,
to be honest with you, sometimes you have to have a show of faith in some of these players. You have to let them develop and grow. I mean, as I said, it was his first year, so you have to cut him some slack on that. And he didn't do too bad, but it's that level of consistency that breaks from being a good kicker to an excellent kicker.
Hey, all we need is... Sorry, go ahead.
Maybe we should bring in this 7:30 time slot because it's kicking my ass right now.
Hey, who told you to get drunk?
I don't drink, brother. I'm not a drinker.
Oh, okay.
Don't you put that on me.
All right. My bad.
He was up all night trying to watch, was it the Black Panther?
Actually, you know what? I was up. I was watching Manhunt Unabomber because that's how I roll.
I was watching Sherlock Holmes on Netflix. My wife got it.
He was trying to get in the mood to talk to you, Gavin. He was throwing it up on all of his British detective mysteries.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to get in touch with the culture.
Yeah, right. No, that's it. Well, you'll have to come over here to actually experience it properly.
Hey guys, so moving on. We were talking last week about moving on from Michael Crabtree because all that news we'll be hearing. Rich Gannon saying he's not coming back during the last game. He looked out of it. He took himself out of the game. Then recently, 2 weeks ago, Derek Carr was interviewed. And he said that, him and Michael Crabtree's been mad at him a little bit. Sometimes one guy's mad at the other guy. It's, he doesn't know what's going to happen. Then he came out yesterday and gave an interview on Mad Dog Sports. And it was totally opposite. He said, I love the guy. And I'll plug in the audio for the listeners in a bit. But, Michael Crabtree and him are, like brothers. Like, what's going on? Like, what happened in 2 weeks to change everything? Seems a little weird.
Well, look,
to me.
man. Look, here's the thing. First of all, the take by Rich Gannon was nothing but that. It was a hot take.
Right.
In the moment, everybody was frustrated last season, which leads me to my next point. Of course, Krabs and Derek Carr are going to get mad at each other. These are two passionate players. everybody's mad at each other in a season like 2017. Everybody's frustrated. Everybody's having a hard time. I can't think of a player on the Raiders that wasn't dropping